Check, check, 1, 2. Is that all good for you guys? 1, 2, check, check. 1, 2, test, test. Check, check, 1, 2.
Brother, camera is on here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
to take a seat, please make sure that your cell phone is switched on. And also ask any questions into the microphone that will be provided for you as well.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we have Amjad Javed from obviously the UAE team, so we'll open the floor to questions. Who would like to ask the first question?
You had Ed Joyce bowled. Bit of a shock that the ball didn't, or that the bail didn't come up.
It was an unlucky part of a game. Yeah, sometimes bails come off by just a tickle, and sometimes it doesn't come off. But it's a part of a game. Yeah.
Ever happened to you before?
Sorry?
Has that ever happened to you before?
I have seen that, but never with me.
Would you say it was Kevin O'Brien and Wilson's partnership, or would you say that there were so many run-out chances, you guys just couldn't hit the wickets? Was that one of the reasons? I mean,
You can't say that.
it was unlucky or whatever you call
Yeah,
it.
you can't say that. Yeah, you can say that it's unlucky that we couldn't hit the wicket, but we drop a catch of Kevin when I think they required. I think the run rate was about 10 runs per over. I think that was a crucial time. So definitely, if you are giving a chance to Kevin O'Brien type player, definitely he'll take the match away from you. Yeah.
Do you think that it all boiled down to keeping the nerves in the last 10 overs, the way they played and the way you played? Do you think dropped catches, missed runouts? Is it due to the fact that you guys haven't played such close contests?
Definitely, if you are getting some good games against test playing exposure, definitely, then the boys will learn from their mistakes. So in a tournament like this, a big tournament, suddenly you're playing in front of a TV and you're dropping, then all the morale is gone down, and we can't do much to the players. But again, we have to boost the players. So inshallah, next game you will see the energy back.
Manjula's bowled 7 over and he had that kind of an injury. So how crucial was that he couldn't bowl his entire quota of 10 overs?
Yeah, he's our main bowler. Yeah, he's usually we are using him in the power plays. Yeah, he got a cramp, and definitely the condition out there is a bit humid, so it's a bit we fitness as well. Yeah, that was I think big setback that we couldn't use him for his 3 overs. Yeah, he's very useful in the power plays. Most of the time we are using him in the power plays. Yes.
And can you just tell us about the partnership, because that was just absolutely stunning, from where you were 130 for 6 to take it to 280, and something about innings. You were the closest and you were the one who were on the other side. So how was the innings from your end?
Yeah, he is one of the best players we are having in our team. Yeah, he can, on his day, he can really score for us, and we have seen him. Yeah, I just told him that we have to play our natural game. And it doesn't matter we have lost six wickets or 7 wickets. Yeah, we have to play our natural game. And once we got a counter attack on them, and they were licking the runs, so we just kept going. 8 runs per over, 10 runs per over. So we kept going, and it helped us.
In that partnership, there was the couple of overs there from Kevin O'Brien towards the end of the innings where Shaman was moving across the crease and Kevin was trying to bowl wide. Did you feel in that moment that Ireland were struggling to cope a little bit with the partnership?
Definitely, if you score last 10 overs, you score 100 runs, definitely the bowler will be pissed off. And when he's bowling at you and you are just moving away from the crease or going on the offside, he doesn't have a bowler like Kevin O'Brien. He don't have that much pace. He can plus. He is just 120 or 130. So Shaiman, he was set and he was just trying to take runs.
And just more about Shaiman, he has a reputation for being able to hit out. Do you think his confidence went up? Obviously, it was his highest last game. Now he's got 100. Do you think he can continue to?
Definitely, he's very dangerous. Yeah, if once he starts scoring, he will score more and big runs. Inshallah, next game you will see that. Yeah.
Java, could I ask you, Java, just in regards to the next World Cup to 10 teams, how do you feel about that? And is it pretty frustrating?
I think ICC should see that the performance of the associate in this tournament, and then they can decide whatever they want to do. But I think they have to introduce more teams in the World Cup. So the teams are not coming straight away in the World Cup. They are going through a process, and then they are qualifying for the tournament. So I think they should increase the team.
Were you surprised that Ireland bowled first? If you had won the toss?
No, I think we were supposed to bat first only, so it's not a surprise. The wicket was very good for batting. I think we scored 280 runs. So,
surprised that Ireland bowled first? I asked.
Ireland bowled first.
They won the toss, yeah.
I think it's their choice.
Yeah.
But we were batting first if we won the toss.
You seem to get more movement in the second innings under the lights. Is that right?
I think it helped us. We took early wickets, but some got down. So.
Last question.
Was there a bit of a due factor coming in the last 10, 12 overs? I think Tawqir mentioned there was a bit of a due because of which the seamers were not able to.
No, I think the ground was. It's just a partnership. It took the match away, so you can just imagine that sometimes some players say it's a due factor, but I think it was okay, not a due factor in the ground, but it was okay. Some missed chances, yeah, that's it.
Thank you very much.
That light bright enough, is it? Can I drink one of these? Nah, as long as it's okay to drink this, can I drink it?
Okay, so that's the first question.
Well done, Gary. Your great record against UAE continues.
Yeah.
You obviously love bat.
Well,
Couldn't quite see them home, but
thanks for that.
yeah.
Yeah, I got to the line, just couldn't quite get it over it. But going out there,
Despite your previous.
like, yeah, obviously searching for a few runs coming into this game, but I genuinely was confident going out there. I thought today was going to be the dead turn.
With Andrew Balburney at the start, along and just moving again after those early wickets.
Yeah, it's difficult. Like, rebuilding period. Obviously, we knew with the hitters we had coming in, John and Kevy, we had time to rebuild, and then we were talking the whole way throughout. Like I think me and Andrew had it under control to an extent.
And then watching Kevin in full flow.
Yeah, a few people have mentioned that to me now. Like, obviously, I've batted a lot with Kev over the last 10 years, like maybe even longer, probably last 15. Obviously last year at Surrey and then with Ireland. So yeah, I think we dovetail really nicely. Obviously, I just poke it for one and he hits it out of the ground, so it's great.
Probably no regrets about your final shot. Like it was.
Yeah, I just didn't
unlucky.
obviously quite get it fine enough, but I was gutted obviously to get out. It would have been great there to be there and see the boys home. It's always easier when you're out there. I did some serious pacing whenever I got out.
And what do you think of that 4 by George come from?
Well, he's good inside out over offside.
Yeah.
It's his onion.
Not surprised.
No, I wanted Dockers on strike. I thought Dockers he's going to hit for 4 here. So
Yeah.
I was on, when he was on strike, I was happy.
Okay.
Daniel.
Gary, one thing about this game was obviously, there was a fair bit of expectation that you were going to win and win it well. Then they get some runs, you lose some early wickets in the chase. Does it become a confidence builder that you can win despite having a bit of a struggle through the game?
Look, it was obviously closer than we wanted it to be, definitely. But I said earlier that we've been in this position before at a World Cup, big tournament, big stage, and chased down totals before. And I think that really stood us in good stead. We knew that if a couple of us were there till close to the end, that we would have had a pretty good shot at winning.
And what about I suppose the closest of the contest this is I think it's the first game of the World Cup so far to actually get to the final over.
Just remind me, was it 2 teams outside the top 8 that played this game that made it a good game, was it?
That's correct.
Okay. It was obviously UAE have come on pretty strong in the last couple of years, and they've obviously got great facilities over there, and I think they moved as quick as anyone in outside the top 10 teams in the world.
And just one about Shaiman Anwar. He's obviously, clearly his confidence is on the up and up. What was it like dealing with him out there?
Obviously not great because he got 100. He played really well. we've played against him a lot in the past as well. And he's a good player, obviously, and today he obviously played pretty well.
There was just one incident towards the end of the innings with Kevin and the wides and outside off stump. And how did you see it from your angle?
I don't know. I think my understanding of the rule is the bowler is entitled to pull out if the batsman moves. I think it's the batter is deemed to be wasted. I don't know whether the batter knew that or not, but Kevin certainly wasn't backing down anyway.
Gary, that's campaign now. How high is the confidence, and how high is the confidence you guys can push South Africa all the way in your next game, and possibly after that go on to the next round?
Yeah, we're 2 from 2, so that's all we could ask at this stage of the competition. Obviously today was a little bit closer than we would have liked, but like I said, we've got 4 points, and that's all we can ask for right now.
It was very contrasting victories. Do you think that the long gap in between the matches hurt you guys a little bit?
No, I don't think so, actually. I think we had really good preparation coming into this game. I think it was good for us that we had a little break after the West Indies game, because we built this up for 4 years now, considering the lack of cricket we've had in those 4 years. 9 games against top 8 nations. So we knew the West Indies game was going to be a really important one. And it was nice to have that little break just after that, and then get things moving again for this UAE game.
Did you feel like
No, I didn't. As I said, I think well, obviously with the cyclone that was around, the rain sort of hurt our preparations a little bit, but with facilities at the National Cricket Centre, we were able to get a lot of skill-based work done up there. So yeah, look, in my opinion, I don't think the 9 days did hurt us.
And just about the toss, obviously sending them in. What was your thinking there? And also, obviously in the second innings, found the ball a little bit more.
Well, toss up wasn't it at the start? We weren't 100% sure whether to bat or ball, and I think we went with what we've been doing over the last number of years. We know that if we restrict the team, that we've got a hell of a chance of chasing the total down, and I don't think the toss made a huge difference, if I'm perfectly honest. I think the team that played the better cricket won in the end, albeit a little closer than we would have liked.
Okay, I've got William Porterfield.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Gary. Kick us off again.
Oh, William, thought I was going to have to start by asking where did we lose that, but did we win it, I suppose?
I think first 20 overs, 30 overs of Ireland's, obviously restricting 130 for 6. It was a great effort there, and where we really won it was probably the last 20 overs, the impetus we had there and with the bat. Obviously, say in this format of the game, keeping wickets in hand for the back end crucial, and that was in the balance. Obviously we were 4 down at that stage. The way obviously Wilson and Kevin Balbo got that impetus back into the innings was great, and from then on, like, the game's always in your reach or in your control to a fair extent if you've got those wickets in hand, and it's very hard to defend coming down. It proved that in the end.
What about the toss? Was it you think it would have been easier to bat first with the under the lights in the end? Well,
yeah, there was a lot of pros and cons for either. We could have batted first and made first use of it. To be honest, I didn't think it did slow up slightly throughout the second innings, which I didn't really expect. But I was quite happy when 130 for 6 at that stage. Obviously, it can make either decision all day. Literally, it's the first time I've gone out there and I had a toss up in my own head.
So you preferred chasing, probably?
Yeah, look, one of the things that swayed me as well was coming down near the back end and utilise whatever swing there is up front and that bit of extra bounce. There's different conditions as well for the UAE. If we can put them on the back pressure and take wickets to a large extent, being 130 for 6, then that justified it, and we got them in that position. And then coming down near the back end, I thought it's a big ground and it's going to be very hard to defend on, especially obviously the rules the last couple of years, 4 men out. It is very hard to defend, so that's what did swing me in the end. On another day you could bat first on that and get a big total if you bat well, but that's what swung me really, was hopefully taking early wickets, which we did, and would have been slightly very hard to defend coming down to the back end.
The last 15 overs, obviously, we went for about 150 runs. Was there a change of plan? Was it why balls in the last 15 overs?
No, it's a massive ground, square to wicket. You want to try and get teams hitting the bigger boundaries if you can in any format. We didn't get it 100% right. A few of the plans as well we can maybe look at, but it is a very difficult time of the game. When you have a team 130, it's disappointing to come off the way they did, but you got to give them a lot of credit the way UAE have been fantastic over the last 12 months. As I said yesterday before the game, the way they've kicked on and how they've played their cricket, and they've been getting scores like that in the regular. They've done it against Zimbabwe and they've done it against ourselves when they've been on the back foot. So I do think you got to give credit to the way they played.
And 278 at halfway, you thought that was a gettable total, obviously?
It was about par. Being a big pitch, it was going to be very hard to defend on.
Kevin O'Brien and World Cups, like we virtually see at every World Cup he coming up with this stunning knocks, and what happens to him? What changes?
You'd see him a bit more often if we had more games. It's the way it is. Like, we play every 4 years on the big games as such, and if we played a few more in between, you'd see it a bit more often. We see it every day in training.
William, the last 15 overs or the death bowling, I mean, is it a bit of worry still for you, or are you resigned to the fact that the playing conditions are such that...
Resigned to it. If you look at the game the other day, Scotland for none after third, 300 with 10 weeks in hand with 20 overs to go. Now, it's doable, but it is very difficult. It's a stage of the game where you got to be taking wickets throughout the first period, building up to that, and I think taking wickets is obviously... This sounds pretty simple, but the best way of restricting teams to lower totals. So you got to be looking to do that, or thinking of how you can take wickets throughout the innings. And it's difficult coming down near the back end, but I think you can obviously be smart about how you go about it.
William, Gary alluded to it before, but point of pride that it's 2 associate nations that have put on the closest match and the best finish of the tournament so far?
Yeah, as he said as well, it was closer than what we'd have wanted, but if you give me 2 points any day of the week, you're taking them. And as I said, like, a lot of people said building up to this game how comfortably we should win it or how comfortably things should happen, and we never thought that for 1 minute how the have been going, and that's great to see. And yeah, and I hate the term associate nations going head to head. It's great, and we put on a good show, and obviously thank that. A lot of people arrived from Ireland over the last couple of days in the build up to this game and throughout the rest of the group stages, but there's 5,000-6,000 in there tonight, and they made their voices heard.
And just on the Gabba, how did you find it as a venue to play on a day-night match?
Yeah, I've arrived a couple of days ago. We could play more games here. It was a fantastic stadium and great facilities, and yeah, I've loved it since I've been here.
Just finally on selection, William, obviously another big call, leaving Andy out after his great performance in the first match. Was that any regrets about could have done with a few more overs to spin?
No, it's difficult. Generally, games we've played against UAE, we haven't bowled as many overs to spin as we have necessarily in other games. We've gone where we've been here in the Gabba, and generally there's a bit more bounce and stuff. So we just wanted that extra seam option going in with 4 and 2. So obviously stood up and bowled really well today, and Dockers didn't really get a chance as early as he potentially could have on another day, but it's just the way things panned out, and I was quite happy having the extra.
There was a lot of euphoria after the Windies and quite a few nerves, I imagine, today getting towards the end. Which of those games do you think sort of sets you up better for the rest of the tournament?
Either or. win. I said a lot of euphoria about the West Indies. That was great, but with this one of the best feelings I've had in terms of his cool, calm, collective feeling and right throughout the chase, and that's what we're after. And it was still that in the last 20 overs today, even though the rate was getting up over. That's a great feeling to have within the change rooms, that you've got 100% backing from in there, and so I'm happy with both wins and how.
Thank you very much.